Hi everyone, it's Simon here from Sterling Coaching, and happy Monday to those of you who are watching this live as I'm broadcasting it here from fairly late in the day in the UK, which is why I've got the lights on here on a Monday afternoon. Today I want to talk about looking at the things that perhaps we had some time ago that helped us, that sheltered us, that protected us, that safeguarded us, that now actually are really providing an obstacle or a hindrance to our success. That's what I want to talk about today. See you in a moment. Now, as I was walking around our fields the other day, we've had a really cold spell here in the UK, and I mean cold by our standards, not by perhaps some of you that are watching this. But certainly we've had below freezing temperatures during the evenings and during the days, and some very, very heavy, very beautiful looking frosts. But that consistent cold has really caused us a problem. And I took a photo here the other morning because in business, we've gone through a pandemic, we've gone through lots of different things that have affected us and our businesses, and even during the next 12 months as we look at opportunities, growth, effects of a downturn, etc. We might be putting up equivalents of the hedgerows that you see here in the image to shelter us from the effects of the environment that's around us. So these hedgerows in summer give some really good protection to our animals, our horses and our sheep against driving winds, rain, and also the glaring sun as well. Because as you look there to the, whichever way you're looking at, a bit over the hedge, that's south, and away from the hedge is north. So we get the sun, and it's a really good place for the horses to back up to, get away from that wind, get away from that rain, and get away from that sunshine. But in winter, that same hedgerow is also providing shade, but that shade is keeping the frosts on the ground. And that's a real problem, because if that hedge is in the shade and the ground is staying frozen, our water pipes run just at the bottom of that hedge. So they're not thawing out. They're not allowing the water to flow to the water tubs that are in the middle of the field, which have now thawed out. They're not allowing water to flow to those because they're holding on to that cold weather. They're holding on to that frost, and they're a hindrance. Everything else is thawing out, everything is getting some good sunshine, but that strip that you can see there along the hedge, as the sun's quite low, is really holding on to that cold and that frozen set of conditions. And that can be the same in our business as well. As we've gone through recent times, that key to success that we thought we'd found, that protection that we found, that great asset, that great tactic, that great person perhaps, that really was looking after us and keeping us safe and protecting us and almost helping us not be pulled into the downturn, not be pulled into any sort of poor economic trading areas, can then, if we're not careful, create that frozen background where we feel anxious, we feel stressed, we feel lost, and it really starts to bite in, and we don't know what's causing it. We don't know what's hanging on. So the thing that once protected us is now the thing that is hurting us the most, and we're not getting to that destination of success where we really, really want to go. And that's really key, that we look in our businesses and we look at everything that might at once been a great thing and look at it with a different set of eyes, look at it in that different season and see what effect it's having on our plans for 2023 as we look to thrive and scale in this downturn of 2023 and make use of the opportunities that are ahead of us and avoid the pitfalls of 2023, because there's going to be some huge challenges. Let's look at make sure that whatever we had in place that was helping us is now actually getting out of our way. It's allowing success to happen. And if it's not, we need to move it. We need to clear it. We need to do something different. So if you're looking to grow and to scale and to thrive, whatever that scaling might be in 2023, if we're looking at becoming more in our business in ourselves, look at those hedgerows, look at the things that you put in place to protect you, and just check that they're not getting in your way of that thriving and that scaling. Take a look around you this week. Take a look at the things that you have put in place in the last 2 to 3 years, perhaps in the last few weeks. Perhaps it might be a knee-jerk reaction that you've had to certain things that have been happening in the economy, whichever country you're in or wherever you are. Perhaps we need to have a look at that, and we need to determine what it is that is holding us back, what roadblocks are getting in the way, and clear them out of the way. Now, you've seen the ticker going across. If you've got any business lessons that you'd like to share, please message me if you'd like to be a guest on my podcast. In the same way, check out Sterling's Business Success and Coffee podcast on all the platforms. You'll get some great guests and some great business tips like this that will help you thrive and scale in 2023. Also, if you want to be a member of my new group program for ambitious businesses that want access to coaching, but in a different format, a group format where we use that mastermind of collective minds, resources, and more access to me at a better level of affordability, particularly in the year ahead, then if you're one of those ambitious businesses and you've always wanted a coach, but you've never quite took that step, or you're never quite sure if you could afford it or that you get enough access to a coach for what you thought you were going to pay, then please message me directly and I'm happy to jump on a 30-minute call with you. One, just to help you with anything around the topic that we've discussed today and give you some tips, and also determine if the group is a good fit for you, and there'll be no heavy sales pitch. Just see if I'm a fit for you and you're a fit for me. So if you want to be a member of that group, then please drop me a message after this. That would be great. I hope this story of the hedgerow and the way it can give shelter one day but actually be a hindrance in the other, I think that has given you a good lesson to look at things in your business, and I hope it's been of help. And I really look forward to seeing you on the posts throughout the rest of this week. Bye for now.